But now I'm going to invite up to the stage, if I can just have your attention for this one. I'll ask up to the stage Veer Woojageer, who is going to talk to us about Brightwater's houses at Piara Waters. They're purpose-built for people with HD, and the design of them was influenced by co-design processes with people with HD and families as well, also including people from Huntington's Australia and staff from Brightwater. So we're going to hear a little bit more about that right now. If you could please put your hands together for Veer as Veer comes up to the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Veer. I'm the Operation Manager for Disability Accommodation with Brightwater. So today I'll talk a little bit about our purpose-built SDA and model of care for Huntington disease in WA. So first of all, I'd like to start with a simple idea. For people living with Huntington disease, the environment is not just where care happens, it is the care. Every hallway, every shared space, every interaction can either increase anxiety and dependence, or it can promote calm, dignity, and independence. Today, I'll show you how Brightwater rethought both the built environment and the model of care together, and why that contribution is critical when supporting people with a progressive neurological condition like Huntington disease. I'll walk you through what we designed, why we designed it that way, and what impact it had, not just on the clients, but also staff and families. So here's a little bit about, people with Huntington, especially Brightwater has been supporting people with Huntington for over 4 decades. During that time, we've seen a clear shift away from institutional model towards smaller, home-like environment. At the same time, the clients have become more complex, requiring more specialized and integrated approach to care. So as we know, Huntington is a progressive and complex disease. So they have a lot of environmental that can make their life easier, and also standard housing was not suitable at the time. So Brightwater has decided to go ahead and make something that can help people with Huntington live longer with more independence and community access, and also we can support them in a more better environment. So for this population, the environment is not just neutral, it's a direct influence on behavior, safety, and independence. Poorly designed space can create agitations and falls and also dependence, while our SDA properties of Brightwater are designed environment to promote calm, engagement, and more functional ability for our participant. So with our foundational principle of a model of care, the model is built on the idea that care and environment must align. This includes not just physical accessibility, but also cognitive and emotional consideration, like reducing overstimulation, supporting familiarity, and maintaining connection with connection with family and community. So the philosophy of care behind the build was the philosophy is about enabling people to live as independently as possible despite a progressive disease. Routines provide stability and care is delivered at the pace of the individual, not rushed or not imposed. Family involvement was also critical as this multi-generational nature of HD. So with our co-design approach, it was essential that we talk to the right people for the build. So co-design was very essential. Rather than assuming what people need, we work directly with the clients, their family, the clinicians, to ensure that the final environment reflects real life experience, including what people help feel safe, calm, and connected. So we've also done a lot of work in the community where Piara Waters was built. So we have gone, for example, letting the community members know that we are building this facility in this area, which is in the Piara Waters region. So we've done letterbox dropping, letting the neighbors know who we are, what we are doing, and when is it going to build, give them a bit of what is the client's population. We've also worked with the shopping center next door to let them know as well what we are doing. So if any clients goes across or buy anything or there is anything happen, they have an understanding as well. And this has worked really well for us at Piara Waters so far. We've had a good sort of relationship with the community around us, and they've been quite supportive. Even our client goes to the shop, now they're very familiar, they know, and they live across, if there is anything or any emergency, they know where we are as well. So this has really helped us making sure our client population feels safe and also remain connected at the same time. So a little bit about the SDA design overview. So the design was a 3-bedroom home across 7 houses on the block. So they are like a small household model with private rooms and ensuite, as you can see in the pictures. And there's also like a shared communal living space. So the model uses a small household approach. This is also to reduce noise, confusion, and overstimulation, with still allowing opportunity for social interaction for the participant. So with the shared spaces, we've got a indoor and outdoor shared space, and also we've got line of sight and supervision for our clients. So the houses are built in a way where outside we've got like a glass panel where we can have line of sight with the clients. So as we know with this population, they don't really like when people are in their face and everything else. So they like to have their own space, be free, and do what they like to do. So for staff, it was very important to at least they can discreetly monitor the client without being intrusive. And the open layout reduces confusion and improves mobility as well. So these are some pictures of the shared space. As you can see, we've got a sensory garden, we've got the living area, the kitchen, and as you can see in the design, it is all like curved. So it's just like with the courier movements and everything else, so it avoids any injuries, and it makes sure like they feel safe, they've got room to move around as well. And in the houses, we've also got a quiet little area as well. If the clients feel like, they need to go and have a quiet time, whether with their family, with their kids, it's all provided in the home that they are, so they can have that privacy as well. And the other thing also, if a participant is towards the end of life care, we do have provision on site as well. If a family member wants to stay on site, we have that option as well for them to spend the time, during the final moments of the participant as well. So the outdoor space are intentionally therapeutic. They encourage movement, provide sensory stimulation, and create opportunities for both social interaction and quiet reflections. So the other thing I would like to continue talking is about the model of care and how we adapt across the disease progression, including active support and maintaining skill and independence. So the model of care is flexible and evolves with the person. It focuses on maintaining skills, supporting well-being, and adapting as needs change. So the model of care is something that Brightwater has really worked on after the build to make sure that it's a continuous process as well. As you know, every client progresses differently with the disease, so we have to adapt on how we provide care and also maintaining support to them and their family as well. So the next part will be like supporting the disease progression. So one of the strengths of this model is continuity. People can remain within the same community even as their needs change, reducing disruptions and preserving relationships. So once they come to Brightwater, whether it's at the early stage where they need skill development and independence, we will support them throughout that journey. And that could be through our capacity building team as well. We've got OTs, behavior practitioners, speeches that will help the participant maintaining their skills and independent. As their needs changes, reaching mid stages to late stage where it becomes complex of palliative care, so we do have that support provided to them on site as well. We have doctors that we have a good relationship that comes on site and see the participant, so that reduces transporting the participants to doctor surgeries where they have to wait longer times, and sometimes this can create behaviours and also it might be unsafe as well for them in the vehicle as well. So we have built relationship with doctors that can come on site, do checkups on the clients, write up medications, and as well as direct relationship as well with neuroscience, where we've got psychiatrists as well that visit the site and provide assistance to our clients. So these are all the relationships that we are continuing to build and preserving as well, as it is very important to have that connection in the community as well. So Brightwater promotes an active support approach to our participant. So it's always about, we ask the participant what they can do and not doing it for them as well. So we always encourage them to do as much as they can, whether it's their daily activity, whether it's having their meals, personal care, anything that they can do, we will support them in achieving that until they reach a stage where we have to provide an increased support needs for them. So we make sure our participants have their community engagement to maintain their dignity and function, and also to feel like they are part of the community as well. If there's any events, one of them is the Walk for Hope. For the last couple of years, our participants have been enjoying that. We make sure we prepare everyone in advance, and on the day, It's just an amazing day after we do the walk and come back, and they're all happy and smiling. It might be very hot out there in Perth, but they still enjoy going out and doing it. Our staffing model, so we've got a 24/7 care model at Piara Waters. It's a flexible staffing ratio, and staff would work across different houses, and also we have a strong clinical oversight on site as well. So we've got ENs on site 7 days a week, morning, afternoon, and overnight as well. It's due to the complexity of the participants. Brightwater fund those services. So they are not funded by the NDIS, so it's all funded by Brightwater with all the clinical oversight for the client. So that ensure we provide safety and quality of care as well. So this also helps if one of our clients reach that palliative care stages where we have to get impacts or silver change involved. We do have an RN on site that can support with the end-of-life care as well with the medication. That means the participant doesn't have to wait, longer if they are at this stage. And obviously, we work very closely with their guardian and the next of kin to make sure they are all supported throughout that stage. The other point where, so care is always delivered through a network. The client remains at the center. So this is a model of a circle of support that we use for all our participants. It tells you who is supporting them, what day, what time, and what is the occupational. So it could be the occupational therapy, their physios, support coordinators, doctors. So all this is available to families and clinicians as well. And it's all like a collaborative care approach to make sure that everyone knows when they're supporting the client who is within their circle of support. And this has helped a lot as well, especially like in critical times if we do need, an OT physio to come on board, who we can contact easily rather than going through files, computer or things like that. So this circle of support has been really helpful in making sure the care is well coordinated for our participant. So we've got some great outcomes with the build and the model of care that we have provided for our client. So this has improved the quality of life for all our participants, and it has also enhanced a staff collaboration, and it has provided a greater independence and engagement between participants, family, and other circle of support. And also, the environment has been described as calm. So while we were building, at the initial stage when we decided to build Piara Waters, there was a lot of consultation that was done prior to the build. So the consultation started into different sections. So we met with the staff, talking to them what's working, what's not working in their current environment that they were supporting participant with Huntington. We took that into consideration, and then we had meeting with clinicians. What can we do to make sure we improve the quality of life for people with Huntington? And then we met with the family with living experience as well, with lived experience, asking them how would they like, their family to be supported, what sort of environment, and all that. We came back together, did the plan, and this is how the model and the build was created. At the beginning, I must say, we had some challenges. Obviously everybody, if you're building a new home, you want this specification, that specification, and it's not always easy to sort of make everybody happy. So we had to build it in a way that care is number one, and also safety for the participant, and also the family members and everyone involved feel like they've been heard as well. So I guess something in between that it will satisfy everybody's needs as well. So the sense of calm in the environment has really shown, especially at Piara Waters, where when we've moved clients from different houses and coming to Piara Waters, we were a little bit worried at that time, going in a new environment, new build. Obviously, some of the participants were not so involved at the time of the build. But, we were a little bit worried whether that will cause behaviours or that will cause, anxiety within them. But, however, we've seen things completely different. The participants have become more social. They are engaging more with care. They're spending time outside their room as well, rather than being, isolated in their room. And they are free. They are free to walk around the property. It is safe. It is flat. It is sensory, and they can spend time enjoying, the garden, the sun, and everything. So that has really created a safe environment for all the participants, and also reassuring the family as well that their loved ones are in the best place. So some key messages to take away: that the environment and care cannot be separated. When designed and delivered together, they significantly improve outcomes. Just go back one more time. So I just want to go back to that idea again, that environment and care are inseparable. What we've learned is that when you design housing specifically for the needs of people with Huntington disease and align that with a flexible, person-centered approach, model of care, you don't just improve safety, you change the entire experience of living with the disease. You create space that feels calm instead of chaotic. The support independence for longer, and you enable people to remain connected to families, their community, and their identity. This is just not about better buildings, it's about better lives. Thank you. Any questions, anyone?
Just got one over here. I might just get you to do this just for the live stream, if you can do it through the mic. So sorry.
How long have you been open, and how was the project funded?
So, project was partly funded by Brightwater and also community grants as well. So it's been open now for a little bit over 2 years. A little bit over 2 years now. Yeah. So we got grants from like Lottery West, and then part of it was from Brightwater. So it was like a long coming project that we wanted to build something that is going to be for the Huntington community as well. So this was something, I guess, our general manager had a dream of. So yeah, it was a lot of planning to get the right place, right location, and I guess, somewhere that is safe as well in terms of access, roads, environment as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Another question over here.
Yeah.
Veer, I know I met Veer recently. I'm an architect, and Veer and Janet showed me through Brightwater, so thank you for that. I just had a couple of quick questions about the co-design process, and whether you talked about speaking to staff and clinicians and families and residents, whether that was done together or it was kind of done as like a smaller group?
It was done in the smaller group to begin with, and then once we know sort of like what we wanted, the direction we wanted to go, then we sort of brought everyone together to share that idea with them in the same room as well. Yeah. So initially we wanted everyone separate so that we can get a better picture of, how the staff, what do they need on the floor, how do they want, the environment. It was done in a way so that everyone has the chance to speak up, communicate, and also give us honest sort of feedback on the build. Yeah, and then we brought everyone together to sort of like, okay, this is how, who we have discussed with, and this is what we have come up with as the end results.
Yeah, great. It'd be great to see a post-occupancy evaluation sort of thing done, which is not very often done, but in projects like this, critically important to see, the things that do work, and it seems like a lot is working, but whether there's also things that you've learnt along the way, which is, we know these things are never perfect, and they're all just part of a learning and understanding. So it'd be great to know, what Brightwater has learnt. Yeah,
I think, there's a lot of learning from the build as well. And I guess whether we could have done things different or a little bit more. But I think at the time when we got the land and decided to build, we knew like we wanted 3-bedroom houses, and we knew we wanted like a quiet space in, and also there is space for like if family needs to stay over and things like that. So we've done, I guess, as much as we can to make it like a home, a household. And look, there has been a lot of learning. Probably I can, have a chat and let you know as well. As well. But, in terms of like, one of the biggest challenge, I guess, it's finance as well. As Brightwater is a non-for-profit organisation, so this took a long time to make a dream become, a reality, I guess. And I guess also at the beginning, location-wise, where we struggle a little bit would be like, things that was staffing. Now that we can see Piara Waters region has developed, there's more people moving in, and there's new subdivisions and new houses coming up. So that probably is one thing as well. If future build is being considered, we need to look at, whether we've got a good base of staffing, because staffing is very important as well for people with Huntington. They need that, familiar faces, familiarity, knowing their routines. So that's probably something, we can consider in the next phase.
Questions as well. I reckon we've got time for one more.
We've got one question online asking if the facility is intended to remain exclusive to the HD community.
It is, we try, to be honest with you. It is purpose-built for Huntington. It is a 21-bed facility. So the aim is, yes, to provide support with people for Huntington. However, I would say as well, in the NDI as well, to be financially viable, we need to look at other stream as well. So it's a 21-bed facility at the moment. We've got 16 beds and 5 vacancies as well. So priority is always people with Huntington. However, if we, like I said, because the staffing model give us the option of having nurses 24/7 care, and if somebody, a participant with a different cohort needs support, we will look at, whether we can consider or not as well. So that's the approach at the moment. Yeah, and also, we do have a lot of referral with participant with Huntington as well, but not always they've got their home and living packages, SDF funding as well. So sometimes they may have, they are waiting for that as well. But if there is, they can still come do the tool, and depending on what stages they are with their funding, a room will be allocated for them as well.
All right,
Thank
thank you so much, Veer. And thank you for the questions in the room. But Veer, thank you
No
for
worries.
your
Thank you.
discussion. Such a considered place that Brightwater's built, so it was great to hear about it. Thank you.
Thank you.